and welcome to an episode of the Jonah Keen Show on Radio DePaul. Welcome one and welcome all. For those who are tuning in for the very first time, you may be curious as to what the Jonah Keen Show is all about. Well, I'll tell you. Ever since I was a teenager, I've had an absolute passion for giving advice. Some kids did sports, some kids did theater, some kids did math club, but I did advice. In fact, I've been a certified advice giver for almost 10 years now. Good job, me. On the Jonah Keen Show, I'll be interviewing folks who have a wide range of expertise and advice to share. Also on the show, there will be some opportunities to call into the station and ask for your own personalized advice. Maybe you need some relationship advice. What about pet advice? Maybe you need some financial advice. Maybe you just need some good old-fashioned self-help advice. We take all kinds of requests for advice. My name is Jonah, Mr. Advice Keen, and welcome to the Jonah Keen Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Jonah Keen Show here on RadioDePaul.com. Today's a special episode, and it's special because we're not actually going to be talking about the lawsuit that's really taken over my life currently. With Damian J. Trout and all that. Today I'm going to be talking about advice and its effects on the brain with Dr. Ream. And I'll introduce you in 1 second, Doctor. But first I would like to just kind of say how I found out about all this stuff. Now, as you guys know, I am all about advice. That's what this show is all about. And I was just doing some research the other day on advice because, of course, it's just I'm obsessed with this stuff. And I found this new article from this journal. It's this journal in Australia about advice and the effects on the brain that advice has. And it's from this Dr. Ream here. And I decided I'd reach out to him and get him to come on my show to talk about everything he put in that really genius article. And so, without further ado, today, my guest is the foremost expert on the effects of advice on the brain, also known as the advice phenomenon. Dr. Joseph Ream, that's his name. Dr. Ream, welcome to the show.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, Jonah.
Now, Dr. Ream, you are a world-renowned brain doctor, and you seem to know all there is to know about our brains. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely, Jonah. As a doctor on brains, I have the necessary expertise to address how advice works on the brain, and why we should all be engaging in advice giving, and most of all, receiving.
Well, you know me. As a board-certified and registered advice expert, I'm definitely a giver.
Anyway, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. My article, and also my discovery, is called The Advice Phenomenon. And it's really a breakthrough discovery that's taken the brain community by storm. Now, let me ask your view is this.
Excuse me, Dr. Ream, I have to stop you there real quick. This is actually a podcast, and it's audio only. So I don't know. And we're also on Zoom, which is
no one else is watching?
It's only listening, so you don't need to look in the cam and directly into your webcam lens the entire time. You don't need to worry about that.
Oh, all right. Sounds good.
Just like your microphone, it's just listeners, not viewers, because this is a podcast or the Jonah Keen Show on the radio. No visual component. People just listen. Okay?
Well then, let me ask your listeners this. How do you feel when another person gives you some advice? It makes you feel good, right? That's right. And guess what? It's scientifically proven.
What is?
You know that good tingly feeling you get when you receive some much needed advice, especially from a professional?
Is that so? I've always wondered what it's like to have that feeling. As you know, I'm exclusively an advice giver. I can only imagine how my listeners and clients feel when I give my expert advice. I mean...
That's exactly it, Jonah. Now, I brought with me some helpful aids, and...
careful, Dr. Ream. Careful.
Jonah. Not AIDS as in, acquired immunity disability system, but AIDS as in things that will help us understand what I'm talking about.
Oh, phew, I was worried.
So, I know it's just for you, but your listeners are going to have to just use their imagination. I do have these pictures on my website. Actually, it's http:// and a couple of forward slashes, just a couple. www.drream@voicephenomenon.expert.com/Dr. Ream.
And then it's /MRI images. Correct?
Yeah. I'll put the...
I've been on the website countless times since I found your article because I just love it so much. So I actually memorized the address.
Jonah, I really appreciate that. I'm glad there's someone out there who does this. Luckily, these are brand new images, and you're going to be seeing them for the first time.
Oh, okay. Let's see them.
So here I have a photo showing a regular diseased brain from lack of advice.
Oh, wow.
This man donated his brain after he jumped off the Willis Tower, right where you are in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Now notice how boring and grey this brain is.
Am I looking at a black and white photo?
It's understandable you would think that, Jonah, but that's just how boring and grey it is.
Oh, no, that's not good at all.
Now,
No.
I've got another picture. Compare that with this brain.
Goodness, look at that. That's amazing. Wow.
Right
Wow.
you are, Jonah. This is the brain of a healthy and happy college student, or as we call it in Australia, university, who listened to every bit of advice from his family and friends.
What happened to him? So what happened to this college student? How did he donate his brain?
Now, Jonah, I know you didn't just have me come on this show just to show you pictures of brains.
That's correct, doctor. Is that why,
Now, you might have right next to you, if I sent it in early enough, you should have a parcel. 2 parcels, in fact. One.
Yeah, I have 2 parcels right here. Or we call them in the States boxes. And
That's true. You Yanks. Now, would you like to see a real brain?
oh my god, there's a real brain in this.
What I have here, and this is my home laboratory, is I have real brains donated by real people. And in fact, what I have here is the actual brain that I took a picture of and showed you earlier. And if you open up that parcel, you'll see actual samples of this brain I'm about to show you. Go ahead and open it.
Okay. I guess I'll open this up.
Careful.
I'm working on it.
Oh, careful, Jonah.
I'm being careful. Okay, so I open it up and there's just a big glass container.
Now go ahead and open up the glass container and you should see this brain.
Oh,
Now you can definitely see how boring and grey this man's brain is. Can you imagine such a miserable and adviceless life?
no wonder he jumped.
Now don't be afraid, Jonah. Go ahead and touch it. I can see you.
Do you want me to touch the brain?
Yes, Jonah. I want you to feel the brain.
I don't want to.
It's really okay, Jonah. I'm a doctor. I'm here for you.
I don't think I like this. I don't.
Now,
It's
now
on.
Jonah, pretend I have your hand in my hand and I'm guiding you to touch the brain. Yeah, that's it. Just like that.
I guess I'm gonna.
Now feel that?
Yes?
It's smooth, isn't it?
No. It's gross and slimy.
Oh, that's just the formaldehyde. You ought to press harder to get through it. Now press a little harder. There you go.
I don't like this. Stop it, Dr. Ream. I don't want to touch the
Jonah.
brain anymore.
Jonah, you have to realize this is how some people's brains are. The poor people who never get to hear any advice. You can do it, Jonah.
I can do this. Think about all the people I haven't reached with my new advice yet. They're depressing, gray, smooth brains, slimy, gross brains. No advice. Oh, it feels horrible. I can't anymore. This is too much for me. I hate thinking about a life like this.
Jonah, it's okay. Here, look inside. There's something else.
Inside. Oh, there's a little tiny little. What's this?
I've developed a breakthrough drug, Jonah.
What is it?
It's distilled advice in pill form.
What?
Yes. What you're about to take is pure advice. Go on.
I guess I'll take it. Down the hatch. How long does it take to usually work? Oh. Oh, wow. I feel incredible. I feel like $1,000 right now, or maybe even $999. That's how much Damien J. Trout stole from me. But enough about him. You don't really know who he is.
Right.
I just feel really good. This is... What? How does this work?
Now that you feel it, Jonah, I want you to see it. Next, I have that college student's brain.
Oh, is that in the other box that you sent me?
Right. Go ahead and pick that one up.
I don't... Okay.
It's
Let's do
okay,
it.
Jonah.
Oh. Holy poop. It's colorful and vibrant. Wow. Is this really what a brain looks like on the inside?
Right, Jonah. This is basically, and I'm lifting it up now too, so you can look at me. It's basically your brain right now. Totally high on advice.
Oh, this is incredible. I feel like I'm on top of the world. This is amazing. This is really a lot. Thank you, Dr. Ream.
Now, touch it, Jonah.
Touch the other brain.
Right.
Okay. What? This one isn't slimy. It feels so soft and welcoming, like a wet sponge.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, there are so many ridges. It's not smooth at all.
Right. That's the advice phenomenon.
The what?
Those ridges are where the brain stores all the years of advice it receives.
Dr. Ream, this is incredible. I feel like I know this college student just by feeling his brain. Do you have any women brains?
No. Now, Jonah, I hope you're excited for the best part.
I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever you throw at me next.
Now, take a look at the second parcel. You're going to want to plug this one right into your computer.
Oh, we got a USB-C cord.
Right. You should have the latest in USB technology.
Yeah, I guess.
Hopefully you have a MacBook Pro.
I believe the studio here, we got Windows products, but I think there is a USB-C port which I can plug this into. Let's see here.
Now,
Wait, you just want this plug this into my computer? This wire?
Right. Well, I've got a helmet right here too that I'm going to plug in, and what we're going to do is I would like to do an advice scan on your brain right here, right now, on the show.
On the show?
Right here. On the show.
Yes. I think we should do it. That sounds... I think it could really be breaking new ground both in the podcasting field and in the advice field. I think we should go ahead and do it right now.
Excellent. Now, all you got to do, and usually I have an assistant for this, so you're going to have to try and do it yourself, is you're going to want to insert the nose sensors.
Okay. Where does it go? Just in the nose?
Right in each nostril, yeah.
How far back? I'm starting to tear out. How
As
far
back
back
as
do
it'll
you...
go. You almost touch your brain. And you'll be okay. Yeah, you'll be okay. They only hurt for a moment. Now for the ear and mouth sensors, you got it. Looks good. Now you want to put the ear and mouth.
I'll do the... I'll do...
It's okay, Jonah. You're doing real good.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to take off my headphones because I usually have headphones on for the show. You'll have to be really loud because I can't hear you without the headphones. So I'm gonna kind of place them nearby. So just be really loud so I can hear you. Okay?
It's all right, Jonah.
I'm taking off the headphones. Okay. Putting them. How far does it go in the ears?
As far as it'll go. It's almost touching your brain.
Mm.
Right. You'll feel it'll
I
tickle a
got
little
it.
bit.
I got it. Okay, I got it in the ear. And my
All
ears.
right. You got the ears. Now it's time for the mouth sensor. Just put it all in. Make sure it goes all the way down.
All the way far back as it can go.
As much as it'll go, and you're gonna choke a little bit, but that's fine. It's our first time. It's gonna hurt a little bit.
Okay, I'll put it all the way back. Okay.
You're doing really well. Really good, Jonah. Now I put in my input helmet. Plug it in. There we are. My MacBook Pro is recognizing it.
Okay.
Alright, Jonah. Well, I know this feels and looks rather weird, but you're going to feel a little brain tickle as I turn this thing on. And initiating scanning primer. Priming scanner. Alright, there we are. And activate. Yes. Yes. Yes, I can see it all. Your brain. Your brain's incredible. All these peaks and valleys, all the colors. So many colors, so many ridges. What's this? What? Oh my word. I've never seen this before. Oh, Jonah, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
What is it? What is it?
I believe I've accessed the sea of advice of your brain. It's a vast ocean of color and beauty where all your advice comes from, Jonah. Jonah! Jonah! This is incredible. This is groundbreaking. Oh, Jonah, your brain is a wonderland. I could spend an entirety here. I'm floating. Yes. Jonah? Jonah? Jonah! I can't wake you up. Normally I have an assistant to wake you up. You're going to have to try to... Alright, here. I'm unpriming the scanner. Alright, scanner deactivated. And you should be waking up anytime soon. Unplug your sensors. Jonah. God. Yes, let it all out. That's right, Jonah.
Doctor. Oh, wow. Dr. Ream, that was That was something else, I'll tell you that.
Well, Jonah, I admit I do have a lot to write about now. I've never seen so much advice in one brain in all my studies, and in all the brains that have been donated to me.
Wow, is that true? I really have that much advice going on in my brain? Like, actually?
Colours I've never seen before. Oceans of advice. So much stuff, Jonah. Ridges upon mountains, upon peaks, upon valleys. It was...
Wow.
If I could describe heaven, that's what it'd be, is your brain.
Wow, you're not one... I know you're not one to over-exaggerate. I really take that as a big compliment. Thank you so much, Dr. Ream.
Now, Jonah, if I send another parcel with a contract, I'd love for you to donate your brain to science, to me, when the time comes. Would you like to do that? I'd
when I die,
your brain...
When I die, right? Now, not now.
Anytime you want to donate it is fine.
Okay, well, send it my way, and I'll read it over, and we can figure it out from there. We don't really have a lot of time left on the show, but I do have a few quick questions about Australia, because I have yet to do some Australia advice on the show, and a lot of people have been asking for it. I got a few letters asking, where's the Australia advice? And since I know you're from Australia, would you be willing to be on my show just for a few more minutes to talk about advice
Jonah,
when it comes to Australia?
Whatever I can do to feed
on the show.
Whatever I could do to feed more of that advice brain of yours, beautiful, beautiful brain, it's a pleasure.
Awesome. Okay. First question. What's it like to meet a kangaroo? And are they dangerous? Are they kind of like deers in the state, or deer in the state, sorry, where you kind of see them every now and again? Or are they more common, like you see them every single day? You see a kangaroo hopping in your backyard.
Well, I live right next door to a Joey Ranch, and that guy's always having kangaroos coming and hopping over my fence trying to get to my side where all the grass is. I have greener grass because I've got more money, frankly. And, sometimes I have to wrestle around with them groos, throw a couple boomerangs, and meet them down by the billabong and sort of, give them peace of my mind.
Yes.
I'd love to see a kangaroo brain, though. I wonder what they look like.
Interesting. Okay. Next question. I know you guys call the barbecue the Barbie. Has there ever been any confusion when it comes to talking about the barbecue and the Barbie doll? Has there been some sort of confusion when it comes to conversations?
The Barbie doll. No, we call her Dixie.
You call Barbie Dixie?
Right.
So
we don't want to get confused over the barbecue, you Yanks, and the doll, which we don't have too many of them here in Australia.
Okay.
The Kiwis seem to like Barbies more. Dixies.
Okay. Well, those were the two questions that were burning on my heart, and I'd just like to thank you for answering them with 100% truth. And I'd also like to thank you for coming onto the show. It's been my pleasure, really, to not only have my brain scanned and to touch the brains, but also for you to answer some Australian-themed advice. So thank you,
Jonah. The advice, pardon me, the pleasure is all on this side of the camera. I just wish we could meet in person one of these days, and I could get my hands on that brain of yours.
You are quite the guy, Mr. Ream. Anyways, thank you for being on the show, and I'm just going to wave goodbye on the Zoom. Bye-bye now.
Good day.
Okay. All right. Looks like Dr. Ream has left the Zoom call. Wow. That was, That was quite the experience. I'd like to once again thank Dr. Ream for not only coming on the show, but also sending me some visual aids like the brain samples and this distilled advice stuff, which I gotta say, it's really a game changer. I finally understand how you all feel when you guys hear my beautiful vocal cords giving you all the advice I have to share. It's very, I never knew that it felt this good. Anyways, I'll definitely have to keep in touch with Dr. Mr. Ream so I can get hooked on these advice pills. It's definitely something I want to get hooked on, and it's definitely something that will probably improve my life for the best, because as you guys know, I do not take advice, I only give it. But I will make an exception with these advice pills, which are definitely something I want to get hooked on. Anyways, trust me, folks, this stuff is definitely something to write home about, but I digress. I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode. Next week, I plan on talking to a few folks who also got ripped off by Damien J. Trout. We're going to go start working on this lawsuit. I think it really will change the way people make book deals. Of course, Damien stole my money when I sent him my money and the rights to my book. He ended up just taking them and running away like the coward, like the snake he is. And apparently I'm not the only one he's ripped off. He's ripped off a few others. And so I'm going to actually bring them on the show, kind of interview them, see what they have to offer, and hopefully get them involved in this lawsuit as well. And also I might end up actually calling Michael Hamilton, as he's a fan favorite. I know I've been getting a lot of letters and emails asking, where's Michael Hamilton? We need some advice from Michael Hamilton. Of course, we kind of had a falling out before the quarter ended. But I think it also, I think it's time that we finally, maybe I called him on the show and I apologized, and maybe we could start things over. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode. Thank you once again, Dr. Ream. Thank you to paulradio.com. No, it's radiodepal.com, sorry. And thank you all for listening. Goodbye, everyone.